Hello, welcome back to another FPL video. I hope everyone is doing fantastically well. We're coming towards the last 3 games of this season, the last opportunity to gain in those mini leagues, to gain that overall rank. So today we're going to be taking a look at those punts, those differentials who could give you that last push over the line so you can overtake one of your mates, one of your co-workers, or just gain that overall rank that you so desperately want. If you are new around here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for daily FPL content. I'm so close to hitting that 1K, so if you're helping me out, I'd really appreciate it. Hit the like button if you do enjoy the video. Let's get straight on into these punts. So first and foremost, we come to the attackers, and we have the main man in the middle there, Sergio Aguero. His last season at Manchester City with only 3 games left to play. We can most likely see him playing all 3 of those games, or at least the kind of last 2 games. He's got 2 goals and got 1 assist so far this season. He's been injured for most of it, so we can allow him, especially with his previous goal scoring record in the Premier League. But he does have an expected goal return of 0.73, so it shows that when he does play, he's very likely to ban the goals. Now, unfortunately for him, he did well. I say unfortunately for him, but he was a little bit silly in the last game doing that Panenka penalty. He could have got 3 goals away from Wayne Rooney's Manchester United record, but he kind of shafted himself a little bit there. But going forward, I think that Aguero looks like a fantastic option. Obviously, he scored that absolute cracking goal against Crystal Palace. Manchester City would win the league if they do beat Newcastle, and wouldn't it be nice to see Aguero step up and bang one in to win the league. Then next we have Antonio scoring 9 goals and 5 assists so far this season. We expect a goal return of 0.83. Antonio has been injured for a fair part of this season, but when he has played, he's been absolutely outstanding for West Ham. He's kind of their main focal point up front, and now that Jesse Lingard has come in and is linking up with Antonio, they look like a force to be reckoned with. Obviously, West Ham are still very much playing for something in the Premier League. A lot of the teams now aren't really playing for much, but West Ham being one of the sides absolutely gunning for those Champions League spots, those European spots, and with the back end of the season that West Ham do have, playing against the likes of West Brom, Southampton, Brighton, they look very good for the last 3 games. Antonio actually now only coming in at 5% owned. He was very kind of highly owned earlier on in the season when a lot of people were kind of bringing him in because he was looking like a cracking option for that double game week 19. But since he's been injured, a lot of people shipping him out at 5% ownership. He could offer very good differential potential. Now, Chris Wood is one I'm surprised that is still so lowly owned. He's only 3% ownership with 11 goals, 3 assists so far this season, with an expected goal return of 0.5. I think it might even be 12 goals now that he scored that absolutely cracking goal yesterday against Fulham. He just looks like a really good option for the back end of the season. When he scores, he picks up the bonus points. He has very good fixtures as well, with Leeds and Sheffield United still to play. I think Chris Wood could be a cracking differential punt to send you flying up those mini leagues towards the back end of the season. Next, we move on into the midfielders, and we're going with Mahrez as kind of the main differential punt for the back end of the season. He got rotated out in the previous game against Chelsea, so you're very likely going to see him play against Newcastle. And when Mahrez plays, when he starts, the Hull potential is absolutely through the roof. He's got 9 goals and got 4 assists with an expected goal return of 0.57 so far this season. He's been in and out of the team a lot, however, when he does play, as I say, he's got that Hull potential. Personally, I'm looking at bringing him in and captaining him just as a complete and utter punt, because why the hell not? Only 3 games left in the season. You may as well just absolutely go for it. And I think that Mahrez, along with Aguero for Manchester City, could be absolute cracking options for this weekend and for the back end of the season. Next, we go to Rafinha, who's picked up 6 goals, 7 assists so far this season. We expect a goal return of 0.6, and when Rafinha has played, he has looked absolutely electric. Very kind of similar style of players, him and Mahrez. Coming in at 5% ownership, he's still very differential. A lot of people have shipped him out of late because he has been injured. However, I think now he has recovered from said injury and will be playing for Leeds. Leeds has some very nice fixtures towards the back end of the season, playing against Burnley, Southampton and West Brom in their last 3 games. Rafinha could absolutely smash it towards the back end of the season, and he's just been a good FPL asset so far this season as well. So for him to be a differential option for the back end of the season, absolutely go for it. Then we have a complete differential punt, I feel, here with Sadio Mane, a player who throughout the season hasn't actually looked particularly great. Now he's got 9 goals and 5 assists, an expected goal return of 0.71. So actually does have the best statistics out of the other 2 players, but he is a hell of a lot more expensive. Now the reason the kind of Sadio Mane is in here is just as kind of like a differential to Mo Salah. I think a lot of people are going to be going for Salah, going for Jota. I'm just saying, if you really need to gain those points on your rivals, you could go and get Mane in the team, lob the captaincy on him, and you never know, he could pick up some form towards the back end of the season, especially with the fixtures that Liverpool do have. You know, it's a lot of green fixtures, and it does look very, very nice for them. So Mane could be a decent option towards the back end of the season. Then finally, we come into the defenders. Now we've got Robertson and we've got Alioski in here. These kind of like a differential punts, but almost they also cover the players that I've also kind of considered essential as well. So we've got Trent and Dallas, who I've kind of considered as essential for the back end of the season. But if you're fancying going something a little bit more differential, but you also still want to cover those options, the likes of Robertson and Alioski look pretty decent. Then both bombing down that left-hand side. We've got Robbo picking up 10 clean sheets with an expected goals against of 1.16, an expected goal return of 0.22. And Alioski, obviously the same amount of clean sheets for Leeds. However, the expected goals against is much, much higher. So I think it's just when they concede a lot of goals and expected goal return of 0.19. Alioski seems to have kind of got himself back into that Leeds team. The number 10 for Leeds, playing at left wing back, he absolutely bombs down that side and could be a nice differential punt towards the back end of this season. Then finally we have Godfrey for Everton. Now Everton defenders have been pretty disappointing so far this season. Everton managed to keep a clean sheet against West Ham, so they now have 10 clean sheets. They have an expected goals against of 1.48, and that's kind of mid-table in terms of expected goals against, and expected goal return of 0.06, picking up his second attacking return of the season against West Ham. Now the reason Godfrey is in here is because when Everton do pick up a clean sheet, he's actually really, really good for the bonus points. Quite a few times we've seen him pick up 3 bonus points, so that's why I do like him, because I like those defenders who, you know, if you're going to pick them and they get a clean sheet, they're not just going to get you the 6-pointer, they're going to get you the 9-pointer, and that will send you a lot further up those leaderboards. So yeah, these are the kind of defensive punts that you could be going for towards the back end of the season. So I hope you have enjoyed this quick little look ahead towards the last 3 games of the season. The season is coming to a close, and me personally, I'm definitely going to be look at punting Mahrez. Maybe this week, I think on the week after, potentially looking at Callum Wilson. Now, Callum Wilson was potentially going to be in this video, but because they do play against Manchester City in Game Week 36, seemed a little counterintuitive, but definitely one to look out for as well. Let me know in the comments down below any players you're thinking about punting on, or just generally bringing in for the last 3 games of the season. If you are new around here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for the daily FPL content. So close to that 1k mark. Also, let me know if you're looking forward to this Euros fantasy. The game dropped yesterday, so I will be making some content on that soon. Hit the like button if you do enjoy the video, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.